It's still your weekend, and now it's time for us to have a chat. It's time for us to meet our second guest, and I'm sure you know what we're going to talk about. You've already seen the report, and we're going to talk about the Oscars, yes. And I have some wonderful people with me on the set, and we have MC Bluetooth.
Of course, thank you.
P, and we have a film enthusiast, Ada Honorable. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, Oscars. Oscars. What happened at the Oscars?
I don't want us to dwell on. I don't want us to dwell on Will Smith and Chris Rock.
But before we go to talk about the highlights of the Oscars, let's talk about the Oscars generally. What was your take? You know, with the predictions, the winners. Was it what you expected?
So I expected a lot, and I think it met my expectations. First with Dune taking 5 Oscars, that was expected. We weren't thinking it was going to sweep every category that he was in, but of course we saw that for best sound, best editing, of course we knew he was going to pack those awards. That Will Smith would bag the award for King Richard. We expected that, so yes. So it met a couple of expectations.
Okay, what about you, Adam?
More or less the same thing. I didn't really expect anything out of the ordinary, like Dune and King Richard. Like Will Smith was definitely going to carry best Oscar. Dune was going to win a lot of awards. Nothing really unexpected.
Yeah, although for Encanto beating out Coco and some other movies for best animation.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker for most. But
why?
I need to disagree.
So yeah, but like I said, that's why the but is there, because of course he had one of the best soundtracks, which the song is still trending on Billboard. So I'm sure that's part of the reasons why he just.
I think he had a lot of colors. He played well with colors.
But all animations that have come out in the past year played with a lot of colors.
I think what's good about like the last 5 to 10 years with animation in both film and television is that it's evolving, the styles are changing. There's so many digital and digital art styles and on computers as well. So it's great, and it's not just. I think it's being taken more seriously as like a medium. It's not just for small children. Everyone of every age can watch it. My issue with Encanto winning is that, like, minus Encanto, the other nominees were also Disney movies except Flea and Mitchell versus the Machine. So it was like, if it wasn't Encanto, it was going to be Luca. If it wasn't Luca, it was going to be so it's like, to me, kind of Disney already, it's like, I would say they bought off, but it's like they already were going to
okay, so I mistakenly said Coco. It was Wired that was actually looking out for winning the best animated movie, but it's still okay. Like, Disney packed their award. Let's just say they packed their award.
That's what happened.
But then the highlight for me was actually Samuel L. Jackson getting his accolades finally, the Lifetime Achievement Award. But then, like we said, the highlight of the award was the slap and the education between Will Smith and Chris Rock. But that cannot take away the fact that Samuel L. Jackson has finally been recognized for his lifetime achievement in movies. Over 150 movies. The dude is legendary.
Movies, television shows, video games, theater, like he's been acting forever.
There's no part that he's given that he doesn't play well.
Exactly.
So he does deserve.
So that's why credit is not even due, but long
overdue.
Yeah. So now, the highlight of the event.
So I won't even take it as the highlight of the event.
He's still talking about.
No, so there are a lot of highlights of the event. Yes. Producing the Oscars was long overdue. Like, he has been influential in the Oscars over the years.
Really?
Yes, he was the one who has been picking the show host for the longest, and all the times he picks the show host, they happen to be black.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. The idea of him now producing these Oscars and then having this as the fallback of it was a bit demeaning, and that's why I would say let's not take away from the wins and then now use the altercation that happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock as the highlight of the Oscars. For me, apart from the slap, although the slap was the highlight. Then it was like high and the lights like that.
Okay, so what do you think about Will's reaction to
Respond, don't react. It's for someone who preaches love, for someone who preaches non-violent approach to things. It was actually hypocritical of him to have actually gone to tear Chris Rock is slap, but like overreaction. I feel now we are living in an age where people are hypersensitive, and I will use the word hypersensitive because Will Smith is also a comic. So for you not to take a joke, no matter who that joke is intended for, and the thing is that joke was a very intelligent joke.
Well, it wasn't scripted. It wasn't
It was a very intelligent joke.
Even Chris himself said that when they had their rehearsal,
the dress rehearsal,
it wasn't part of
it. Wasn't part of it. But then
Will wasn't there.
So
if Will had been there and he had made that joke, he probably would have taken it lightly, and then if he goes
okay, so the big question is, how many Oscars have you seen? The Oscars is basically a roast fest. The person who is the host roast all nominees, awardees. It's a roast fest. So for you to be roasted, like he started off with a couple saying if the wife doesn't win and the husband wins, it means the husband doesn't win because the wife didn't win, so he can't celebrate. And everybody laughed. He then went to win, saying, "Oh, King Richard, man, we are looking forward to let's know who is going to pack the award in that category." And then to your wife, we can't wait to see G.I. Jane too. Now, if you want to analyze it, I'm also the joke in different fonts. She's on lockout. Forget the alopecia that everybody's trying to talk about. Men have been complaining about alopecia for the longest. But even Will Smith has a joke on bald heads. So why can't he take a joke if he's then sent to his wife?
Well, that's the thing, and that's why like people are saying it's not even the how or anything, it's the why. Because like you said, Will Smith is a comic. We live in a hypersensitive age, and he's also he's an older actor as well. So it's like things like, and he's a professional. Really, things like that should not bother him. It should not bother Judah, and they should just laugh and move on. But I think it's like why people have been taking it too far is that like, okay, this guy has been roasting people for the every Oscars,
their family.
Yes, not just the Oscars, any other award show, whether it's the Grammys or anything.
Bring Will Smith and the wife.
Yes, but I think it's like, and it's like you said, people have alopecia every day, men, women, regardless of gender. I think it's the fact that like the woman has been talking about this thing for a while. I guess it's a sensitive thing to her, and really, if that's the case, she should have stayed at home. Like because
on her red
table talk, she talked about it.
She would put rhinestone on it and make it her hair.
Yeah, and she also said if people make jokes about it, she doesn't care.
Yes.
So then that's the thing.
That's the thing. But I think
he just felt that his wife was being put on the spot, and it's been like it's continuous because people started bringing up clips from like the 2016 Oscars where he made fun of the wife and the family.
Effect. We are talking about after the effect.
Yes.
So now we are trying to rationalize.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to justify the behavior. I'm trying to rationalize it. So I think people have been saying it's like it's just been building up. Because even when I watched the video when he went and slapped him and they were throwing words back and forth and he came and said that, I think he was like, oh, I just went and did this thing. Why did I go and do it? Like, I'm not sure he was deliberate. I think like
so that's
but that doesn't justify his behavior. He did apologize.
Do you think that his apology was enough?
So let's state a fact. He didn't apologize when he went on stage. He apologized to the Academy. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock on stage, but he then apologized later via a statement.
Yes.
Which I would say okay. Chris Rock's media team put out a statement which Chris Rock hasn't assented to, and a lot of people are saying, oh, he has apologized. To me, I don't feel Chris Rock even needs to apologize. That's the reason why I'm saying that is because we are, like I said, hypersensitivity. If everyone walks up to the stage and slaps, and takes,
we can just throw all the decorum and all those things.
It's craziness. Every day people are being insulted or being
can do it.
So it means so if we have shows that are like the roast, we've had the roast of Donald Trump when he was president. Before he was president, we've had the US president being roasted live while he was president. So like, I feel this hypersensitivity will put us in a lot of trouble. Now, it means that there are no bloodlines. In comedy, there are always bloodlines. It means comedy is not just for laughs. They use it to talk about social ills. They use it to talk about vices in the society. So I feel it's an environment be allowed to strive as it is.
Let's talk about the Academy's decision to whether to take the stripping of his award or not. Some people have said he may be suspended or expelled. Whoopi Goldberg said that the issue would definitely be, you know.
So I would not hammer on the Academy reviewing their decision, but it would be hypocritical of the Academy to take his award from him, because we've had worst case scenarios. We've had people being assaulted on the stage on different fronts.
Absolutely.
So so as opposed to this live altercation that happened. And this was a well-produced show. No one can take that out of the fact that Will Packer did an excellent job in the production of these Oscars. But then they can review it. They can
disciplinary action can be taken.
Disciplinary actions can be taken. But I will say for the disciplinary action, the collection of the award from him shouldn't be part of it. He can be expelled from attending future shows. Maybe they'll say for the next 3 shows, don't come. Your family is not allowed to attend the shows. Good and fine. But that's the thing, yeah? For shows like this that are rated 18, the shows are not for everybody's viewership pleasure. So it means now comedians will now have to put what's that word that they used to attach to commercials to say this is not for everybody, or if you are going to be offended, stay at home. So for every show that will be like, if you are going to be offended, don't come to the show because we will love you. So it means we have to now start putting those disclaimers in everything. And I feel if this is what it should turn to, then the disclaimers should be well displayed to say we are going to dance on every bias, we are going to dance on your sensitivity. So if you are coming, just keep your slap at home.
Okay, I don't want to. What about you?
I think the thing is just the whole thing is being blown out of proportion. It should, like, no, really, like I said, not to justify his behavior, but it's a slap. And like Chris Rock ate the slap too. He didn't flinch or anything. They slapped him, they moved on.
He's so professional.
Like, so that's what I even thought at first. I thought it was staged.
It didn't look like it looked scripted.
But that's why I was so confused. Like,
everyone would expect that if someone should assault you physically, you should retaliate as well. But he then took the high road of just saying wow, and then he went on to say this is the best show ever, and continued with the nomination, which was a fantastic approach from somebody, and it shows his demeanor, like he was ready for it.
Okay, but it's been fun having you guys on the show.
Thank you very much.
We had more time to talk more about the Oscars, but my director has already signaled that we don't have time again. So thank you. Maybe next time we'll talk about another awards.
Or another angle.
Yes. So your weekend continues with talking movies, and this is a profile on Williams Uchemba. Enjoy.